$5 fine. As the new year begins, Illinois' minimum wage will not increase in 2026. The State Department of Labor says the minimum wage will remain $15 an hour for workers 18 and older, with the tipped wage staying at $9 an hour. A state report finds hundreds of Illinois public employees improperly received federal pandemic relief funds, with some now facing criminal charges. The Inspector General says about 400 workers took nearly $3 million in loans meant for small businesses, often using false or fabricated claims. I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.
The Lowe's Closeout event means the final savings of the season are here. It's your last chance to get deals on seasonal decor, tools, flooring, and so much more. Refresh your home, check off your project list, or simply stock up on the brands you trust. Shop now to grab amazing deals before they're gone. Lowe's. We help, you save. Valid through 1/7. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-990-1551. That's 800-990-1551.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. Brought to you by Hot Hands, America's favorite hand warmers. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low around 29. Windy with gusts up to 25 miles per hour. Tomorrow, patchy fog before noon with mostly cloudy skies and a high near 39. Temperatures will fall to around 37 in the afternoon. Currently, it is 31 degrees and overcast. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-990-1551. That's 800-990-1551.
Ever tried balancing a dozen eggs in one hand while hopping on one foot? Or maybe juggling cats while riding the unicycle? Sounds ridiculous, right? But guess what? That's exactly what texting while driving is like. Your human brain only has the capacity to focus on one thing at a time. So when you're behind the wheel, give driving your undivided attention.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the Better Business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride. From the Chicagoland to lands afar. With Derrick Geyer, your sports czar. The game's the place from field to rink. Hot debates, fast takes, no time to blink. The Windy City roar, the fans ignite. Your circus of sports under radio light. Big Time Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland.
And welcome into another edition of Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. Oh, things change. More they stay, take two. The more that things change, the more they seem to stay the same as far as our Chicago Bears. The way that they only seem to come out and want to play in the fourth quarter. I know that's not true. I'm just saying it from a Bears fan. But any hootie might as well get this Monday kicked off on the right foot. And before I do that, I just wanted to let everyone know, if you want to see my smiling face, go to youtube.com at WRMN Radio. That's youtube.com at WRMN Radio. I will be flying solo today. My cohort that is usually in on Mondays, Andrew Scheid, he is at home. He caught like a little bit of a bug. So, unlike the Chicago Bears, he is taking the night off to recuperate, to get healthy. This way, next week, when we're talking about the Chicago Bears playing the Green Bay Packers in the wild card round, he will actually be able to come in and be here in studio to talk about it. But since I am flying solo, and if you want to get any Bears thoughts off, because I am going to be mainly talking about the Chicago Bears over the course of the next 2 hours, since they kind of laid another stinker of an egg when they played against the Detroit Lions this past Sunday. Not exactly the best effort, but whatever. So if you want to get in and you want to get your Bears thoughts off, call in at 847-931-1410. That's 847-931-1410. And I do have a bit of a programming note. I found out this past week, and my show will be moving times starting on Wednesday. So I will not be on air from 6 p.m. until 8 p.m. No. Starting Wednesday, I will be following Talk Time with Tammy from 4 to 6. Reason being is because, we still have, and we, the collective we, WRMN 1410 AM, still has Chicago White Sox games that will be being broadcast throughout the baseball season. And we thought, the collective powers, again, thought that it would be a good idea to get me on air before a majority of those games. So I will be starting on Wednesday. You will hear my lovely, lovely voice from 6 p.m. From 4 p.m. until 6 p.m. starting this Wednesday. And don't forget your Susie C question of the day for the WRMN morning show. Susie C's question of the day for Tuesday, the 6th of January. It is, name a celebrity, not the singer, that released an album that you enjoyed. You could go to the WRMN Facebook page and answer there, or tune in live tomorrow morning at YouTube at WRMN Radio and get your thoughts off on that. And and since I'm talking about it now, I might as well just say, I remember when Bruce Willis came out with his own album, and it was called The Return of Bruno. That's right. Bruce Willis cut an album. He might have cut more than one, but I did think that it was, back in the day, I thought that it was a pretty decent album. I think I might have been in my teens when that came out. I'm not really sure, but I would have to check on that. But, yeah. So, Susie C's question of the day is, name a celebrity, not a singer, that released an album that you enjoyed. and that is for the WRMN morning show, which you could hear every Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. until 9 a.m. with Susie C. and Elliot the L Train Serrano. All right, so Bears played. Well, if you could call it playing. I mean, they did play. They ended up losing 19-16 on a last-second field goal by the Lions, obviously. And I don't know. I'm not exactly sure how I'm supposed to be feeling about this because it's the last game of the season. It is, the last game of the season. I'm not exactly sure if the Chicago Bears put their best foot forward, their best cleated foot forward, if you will. But my goodness, as I mentioned before, the more that things change, the more they stay the same. And with the way that this season has gone and the lack of scoring in the first half of these Bears games, I certainly hope that this isn't going to be a one and done when they take on the Green Bay Woodpeckers this Saturday, the late game on Saturday. Because my goodness, I almost, you know how Caleb Williams was talking about his Avengers, how his offensive line were his Avengers. Apparently he's big into the MCU, and I'm a little bit more into the MCU than I am into the DC realm universe of things. Hey, Brendan, thank you for joining the chat on YouTube at WRMN Radio. So he called his offensive line the Avengers. Can I make can I make a request of you, Caleb? If your offensive line are the Avengers, and let me just think that maybe, just maybe, you might want to talk to someone that resembles Doctor Strange. And I'm kind of thinking back to Spider-Man No Way Home or No Way Out, where maybe you need to talk to Doctor Strange and Scooby-Doo this Smurf. Please, Scooby-Doo this Smurf. Because waiting until the fourth quarter to actually put cohesive drives together to where it seems like everything's clicking because you're down 16 points and you need to rally. So maybe talk to whoever it is that resembles Doctor Strange, Scooby-Doo this Smurf, to get it to where everyone on the offense, Ben Johnson included, thinks that they are down in the fourth quarter by at least 3 scores, and that it's the fourth quarter, but at the very beginning of the game. So your entire offense will actually come out and play some form of offensive football. So turn to your Doctor Strange, Scooby-Doo this Smurf, and get your asses in gear. Please. Please, for the love of God, do that. Speaking as one Bears fan that is sick and tired of watching this dog Smurf football in the first half. I am not alone in this. I am not the only Bears fan that is alone in this. Just Hell of a season. Great season. You're into the playoffs now. But the more things change, the more things stay the same. Get your Doctor Strange, Scooby-Doo this Smurf, and get on with the offense in the first half of football games. Because if you, Caleb Williams, and the Chicago Bears offense, and the Chicago Bears team, whole team encompassing here, and I know this might have been a game of trying to figure Smurf out, but actually figure Smurf out, if you will. I'm Derrick Geyer. This is Big Top Sports. You're listening to WRMN 1410 AM, and I'll have more Bears thoughts and discussion in my head on the other side.
Are you suffering with anxiety, depression, PTSD, an eating disorder, or even a substance abuse problem? If it's causing problems at work or with your family, get help now at Insight Mental Health and Wellness. We can help and treat all types of depression and mental issues. We'll help you use your insurance to get away from it all to a beautiful, sunny, and tranquil vacation-like environment so you can recharge yourself. And with the Family Medical Leave Act, you can take the time off you need from work. Plus, with the Affordable Care Act, your treatment could be 100% covered. If you're suffering from any kind of anxiety, depression, PTSD, eating disorder, or even a substance abuse problem, use your insurance and get away from it all. Come to sunny California. Call Insight Mental Health and Wellness now. 800-419-0287. 800-419-0287. 800-419-0287. That's 800-419-0287.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf.
800-234-0316. 800-234-0316. That's 800-234-0316.
Welcome to WRMN, your trusted voice in the Fox River Valley for over 75 years. We bring you fact-based news, good faith discussions, and entertainment that brings people together. From national headlines to local stories, WRMN is your home for thoughtful dialogue and community engagement. No matter the time of day, where you're listening from, or who you are always welcome here. Thanks for making us a part of your day. This is the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
When your car is making a strange noise, no matter what it is, you can't just pretend it's not happening.
That's an interesting sound.
It's like your mental health. If you're struggling and feeling overwhelmed, it's important to do something about it. It can be as simple as talking to someone in your community, or just taking a deep, calming breath when you need it. Nice. For mental health resources, check out loveyourmindtoday.org. At loveyourmindtoday.org, you'll find information that may help you get through a tough time. Things like tips for dealing with stress, how to navigate difficulties like financial worries, anger, substance use, and more. You can also find real stories of how people navigated their own mental health challenges. Because once you start to address the problem...
And so, our guys should be reinvigorated by that. I know I certainly am.
loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org.
Forward to the opportunity.
Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health
all that entails, and the opportunity to go 1-0 this next week. So, with that being said, I'll go ahead and open it up.
And welcome back into Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. And going to get into a little bit of Ben Johnson audio after last night's loss, or last afternoon's loss to the Detroit Lions. So here this goes.
Performance grabs your attention most?
Yeah, we can't dig ourselves in a hole like that, you know, and was disappointed with the offense as a whole. I let those guys know that, and we'll be better for it. We'll address it. We'll get those things cleaned up, and we'll be better for it.
Ultimately, as you mentioned, this doesn't cost you with seeding. What was your messaging for the guys in there?
That we're quickly turning the page here. Everyone's disappointed. I appreciate, like I said, their effort. Some teams, they rest their starters. We don't. We play football, and we felt like it was really important that we were playing our best ball here today, and we didn't get that job done. And so we're quickly turning that page, and now we got a home game coming on up, and there's a way to win this next game, and that's what we're going to be solely focused on.
And that was Ben Johnson, courtesy of ChicagoBears.com/video/Ben Johnson on Week 18 loss to the Detroit Lions. That was his press conference. And, well, I'm very glad that they are looking to turn the page, because that was, as I said previously before I went to break, that was a dog Smurf game as far as I'm concerned, and as far as, the Chicago Bears on, well, at least 2 out of the 3 phases. Now, one thing that I kind of picked up on when Ben Johnson is talking about, our guys played while other teams are, and I'm paraphrasing here because I can't even remember what was being said, a minute ago, but our guys played hard, while other teams rest their guys and blah, 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 blah. Well, you know what, Ben? You actually had something to play for. Now, it worked out that the Philadelphia Eagles decided that, well, they've been to the dance before. They wanted to get healthy. They wanted to stay healthy. They wanted to go into the wild card round healthy. Okay, fine, whatever. You know what? Focus on your team. And the reason why I say focus on your team, and not that he isn't, but it kind of seems to me that it is a little catty. It's a little bitchy, if you will, just for the simple fact that, you know what? I know for a week straight, that first game against the Green Bay Packers that the Chicago Bears played up there in Lambeau Field and ultimately lost, that I was playing and I was all giddy and everything about it. Ben's initial inaugural press conference as the head coach for the Chicago Bears, that was a statement. That wasn't a question. But I was giddy because I thought, he does not give, 2 Smurfs about Matt LaFleur and the Green Bay Packers. It's what you do. It's what you say when you're coming in. Yeah, we need to win the North and never give it back. But yet, at the same time, what happened that week 1? What happened? What happened was, the Chicago Bears and Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson and the whole entire team fell short because they couldn't get anything going until late in that game. They could have won it. They certainly sure as heck could have won it. But with that being said, that's kind of like, oh, man, I opened up my mouth. My mouth is writing checks that my arse can't cash. And, I have all this bravado, easy for me to say. Good thing I only talk on the radio here. But all the bravado and the swagger, and I get it. NFL coaches are supposed to be cocky. They're supposed to be King Smurf walking around those hallways. And if they're not getting it done and they can't show out to their entire team, their entire organization, to their entire fan base, then he's going to look like a weakling. And you don't want that to have happen, right? But yet, the reason why it kind of rubbed me the wrong way in that previous clip was the simple fact that worry about your team not scoring any points until the fourth quarter. Are you Dr. Strange? Can you Scooby-Doo this Smurf to get it to where your team is actually working and your offensive schemes are getting things done? I have absolutely no idea whether or not this was some sort of a work. And by meaning a work to where you put together the simplest game plan, paraphrasing here from Ben Johnson, to where you didn't want to show your full and complete bag of tricks. I get it. Detroit's out. They're not going to the playoffs. They're playing for Hawaii or Aruba or any other exotic locale because after the season's done, they're done. They're on vacation until next training camp or whenever OTAs start. Excuse me. But with that being said, don't go and start talking about the Philadelphia Eagles. Don't go start talking about the Green Bay Woodpeckers that you have on a short week on Saturday at Soldier Field. Worry about the deficiency that is the offensive side of the ball for the first 3 quarters of the game, and then worry about that absolute horrendous mess that is your defense right now. Whether or not Dennis Allen is playing zone, whether or not they're playing man-to-man, whether or not you have players that can actually play on the defensive side of the ball. I know Jalen Johnson's been hurt. I know a lot of players on the defensive side of the ball have been hurt. But the way that they were playing yesterday, where Jalen Johnson is tracking someone, and my goodness, I don't even know if you could really call it tracking someone because it looked like he had a good 3 or 4 steps on him, passes it off to the guys in back of him because that was a zone play that I'm referring to. And then you had Goff that was just able to pinpoint a pass and no one's breaking in on the ball. And that happened quite a few times. So I'm not really sure what was going on with that. Okay. This first half of the show is just about over. My rant is just about over. It's going to be by the numbers next. You are currently listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM.
With your news flash, I'm Ryan Gatenby, brought to you by Rain-X. As the new year begins, Illinois' minimum wage will not increase in 2026. The State Department of Labor says the minimum wage will remain $15 an hour for workers 18 and older, with the tipped wage staying at $9 an hour. A state report finds hundreds of Illinois public employees improperly received federal pandemic relief funds, with some now facing criminal charges. The Inspector General says about 400 workers took nearly $3 million in loans meant for small businesses, often using false or fabricated claims. Illinois drivers should be aware of changes to Scott's Law. The Move Over Law will now apply to all emergency vehicles stopped or moving and also covers emergency workers on foot. First violations carry a minimum $200 fine. I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.
Kohl's clearance deals are so good, you might want to brace yourself before you shop, because up to 70% off can do things to you. Sudden goosebumps, racing pulse, involuntary gasping at prices. You may even feel the uncontrollable urge to brag to someone, anyone, even Deb, the checkout lady who's seen it all day. Don't worry, that's just the thrill of Kohl's clearance. Shop it now in-store and online. Select styles, some exclusions apply. See store or kohls.com for details.
A new exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card is your opportunity to go from card holder to ticket holder for the FIFA World Cup 2026. For a limited time, when you're approved for a new customized cash rewards or unlimited cash rewards Visa credit card, you're eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more today at bfa.com/cardfwc26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America NA in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. All rights reserved.
Welcome to downtown Elgin, where businesses, community, and creativity come together. The Downtown Neighborhood Association provides valuable complimentary services to all downtown businesses, organizations, property owners, and residents, helping you gain exposure and thrive. Whether you're already part of the district or exploring a new downtown location, DNA is here to help your vision grow. Join us in creating a vibrant, connected, and successful downtown Elgin. Call now 847-488-1456, or you can email info@downtownelgin.com. Ask for Jennifer Facala. Downtown Neighborhood Association, where the heart of business beats strong.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast.
Brought to you by Chick-fil-A.
Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low around 29. Gusty winds up to 25 miles per hour. Looking ahead to Monday, patchy fog before noon with mostly cloudy skies and a high near 39. Monday night, patchy fog and a slight chance of drizzle with a low around 34. Currently, it is 31 degrees and overcast. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
FIFA World Cup 2026 is coming soon, but your opportunity to be there starts now through an exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card. For a limited time, become a new customized Cash Rewards or unlimited Cash Rewards Visa credit card holder, and you will be eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more at BofA.com/cardFWC26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America NA in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. Awards reserved.
Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride. Big Top Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland. Football frenzy and hoops so high. Baseball swinging as seasons fly. Hockey blades cutting swift and true. Sports carousel spinning just for you. Big Top Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland.
And welcome back into Big Top Sports here in WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. Man, I am feeling so much angst about yesterday's Bears game. I thought I had it under control. I really did think that I had it under control, and I need to play this little bit right here from Ben Johnson yet again. Or I'm just going to wait for the ad to load and all of that fun stuff. So don't have that prepared. That is a little bit of consternation on my part, but it is what it is. But yeah, the whole entire thing of when, now it's not available. Smurf me. Any hoodle. You know what? I'm going to call an audible, and I'm going to go with by the numbers. I was calling an audible, so I might as well just kill. You know, because that's basically what the QBs do as far as calling an audible, right? They have a play run, the defense lines up, and then all of a sudden, you know, they're going with something else. So that's me. I'm calling an audible here. And this is from Larry Mayer, senior writer from the ChicagoBears.com/news/ by the numbers, Lions versus Bears 2025 Week 18. And the first number that he comes up with is 212. Now, normally with Andrew being in the studio, I would be the one guessing the numbers. He would give me the number. I would guess it, but kind of defeats the purpose of me actually guessing it because I'm reading it right now. But 212, it is the number of yards passing by Caleb Williams, increasing his season total to 3,942 yards. A new Bears franchise record. Well, at least there's one record that was surpassed yesterday. Williams eclipsed Eric Kramer's mark of 3,838 yards set in 1995 on a 25-yard touchdown pass to Jade Walker in the fourth quarter, which, I mean, there wasn't a whole hell of a lot of offense until really the second half of the game. I mean, ugh. Okay, moving on. Number 2. It is the number of consecutive seasons Williams has started every game. The first Bears quarterback to accomplish that feat in back-to-back years since the NFL expanded from 14 to 16 games in 1978. The previous 2 Bears quarterbacks to make every start in 2 straight seasons were Bob Avellini, 1976 and 77, and Bill Wade, 1962 to 1963. Holy smurf. Yeah, can you say quarterback troubles for the Chicago Bears? And this is what I don't, I mean, I kind of get, but I don't get. But right now, Caleb is probably one of the best quarterbacks that we've ever actually had. Now, with that being said, last year sucked. Last year sucked, and that was in no part due to Caleb Williams. That was more to do about having a Swiss cheese turnstile, no Gouda offensive line. Sacked him, got his ass sacked 68 times. This year, significantly less. I don't have the numbers pulled up, or else I'd be like telling you right now. But, and then, you know, the rushing game sucked last year. Just look at the fact that DeAndre Swift, he had his most rushing yards from scrimmage in his career this past season. Upgraded offensive line? Yeah, probably. Okay, moving on. Moving on with by the numbers. Number 14, the number of years since an NFL team generated the most takeaways and committed the fewest giveaways in the league in a season. The Bears took away the ball 33 times, and they only gave it away 11 times this year. That's a nice turnover to takeaway ratio right there, 22. Yeah, I could do my math. The Bears became the first club to top both categories since the 49ers in 2011. It was the first time the Bears have done it since, holy hell, 1963, when they won the NFL championship. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to win the NFL championship, but, I mean, it's nice to dream. They just need to get over a couple more hurdles. Number 7. 7 is the number of interceptions this season by safety Kevin Byard III, the most in the NFL. Byard's pick of Jared Goff on Sunday came in the fourth quarter with the game tied 16-16. And would stay 16 on the Bears side of things, but I digress. In 2017, Byard tied for the NFL lead in interceptions with 8 when he played for the Tennessee Titans. 10 is not the loneliest number. It is the number of games, the number of consecutive games the Bears have produced a takeaway in. The team's longest streak since also forcing turnovers in 10 straight contests going all the way back to 2008. It was the longest active streak to end the regular season. The number 16. If you watched yesterday's game, you kind of already know where I'm coming from. 16 points the Bears scored in the fourth quarter, tied for their most in the final period this season, matching their output in week number 9 at Cincinnati. It also tied for their second most points in any quarter this year, behind the 17 they scored in the second period, or the second quarter, in week 7, in a week 7 victory over the Saints. I digress. 2. The number is 2. Dose. 2 is the number of 2-point conversions by the Bears, tying their franchise record for the most in one game. They've done it in 3 other times against the Lions on September 29th, 2013, the Patriots on October 26th, 2014, and the Vikings November 18th, 2018. The 2-point conversion was adopted by the NFL in 1994. All right. What else do we have here? We have the number 1,087 and 1,386. What were the number of rushing yards and yards from scrimmage, respectively, by DeAndre Swift this season? Both were career highs. The 6-year pro rushed for 40 yards on 10 carries and caught 1 pass for 8 yards Sunday against the Lions. Well, kind of goes back to what I was saying moments ago, for the simple fact that the upgraded offensive line play, although where were all of the rushing attempts and everything against the Lions? And dare I go off on a little bit of a tangent here. The offensive line did not look particularly well going up against the Detroit Lions defense in that first half. Whether or not I don't have the foggiest, because for the last couple of weeks, if you wanted to win the game, as far as going up against the Green Bay Woodpeckers and then up against the San Francisco 49ers, they were running the ball. They were doing the whole play action pass thing. And I'm not exactly sure if this was something that they are setting up for in the playoffs. They are setting up for against the Green Bay Woodpeckers, because right now I'm kind of wondering where that commitment went. Maybe they were just trying, and I'm falling back on this thing because I don't know. I'm not out there at practice. I'm not watching them practice. I have absolutely no idea what their game plan is going into each and every single game. But with that being said, I mean, I kind of figured run the ball, play action pass, get your tight ends involved. And my goodness, Colston Loveland, he had one hell of a game yesterday. And that sure as hell seemed to be Caleb Williams' protective blanket, if you will, or the protective outlet, or however you want to, go about it. Oh, all right. The number is 100, and no, it is not the century. It is the number of games played by both tight end Cole Kmet and kicker Cairo Santos as members of the Chicago Bears. Both players reached that plateau Sunday, though Santos has appeared in a total of 165 games, having also played for the Chiefs, 51 games, Bucks, 7 games, Titans, 5, and Rams, 2. And with the Bears going for 2 after both of their TDs in Sunday's game, that marked the first time Santos has not scored in his 100 games with the team. Bears lost 19-16. 2 2-point conversions. You do the math. That's your 16 points. No field goals. No extra points. Wah, 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 wah. Moving on. Another 10. Another perfect 10. Not so perfect because I'd want this player to have a little bit more than that. But again, I digress, and maybe next year polls will upgrade the defensive side of things. I could only surmise, and I could only hope. The number 10 signifies the amount of sacks by defensive end Montez Sweat has this season, which was most on the Chicago Bears. Sweat reached double digits Sunday for the second time in his career when he split a sack with Grady Jarrett. When I heard that, well, it was nice to know that they were having a meeting of the defensive minds at the quarterback. It would have just been nice if they would have met and scheduled a couple of more meetings. Oh, and did I already ask Caleb Williams to figure out who his Doctor Strange is? Please, Caleb, figure out who your Doctor Strange is and Scooby-Doo this Smurf into thinking you, the offense, and Ben Johnson, that it is the fourth quarter, you're trailing by 21, and you need to put rallies together. To think that it is the fourth quarter, you're trailing by 21, you need to put drives together. But do it in the first quarter or the first half of football. That would be much appreciated by all of the Chicago Bears fans rooting for you to take down the Green Bay Woodpeckers this Saturday evening. More on the other side of this break. You are currently listening to Big Top Sports on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. Back in a bit.
Ready to tackle your junk piles? Call the Junk Luggers. From old furniture to entire cleanouts, we do the heavy lifting. And here's the best part. We rehome and recycle as much as possible to keep it all out of landfills. Feel good about your cleanout the green way. Call 1-800-LUG-JUNK or visit junkluggers.com today for your eco-friendly, stress-free service.
When tragedy strikes, you need more than a lawyer, you need a voice. Romanucci and Blandon fight for justice in cases of personal injury, wrongful death, civil rights, and medical malpractice. With over $1 billion recovered, their results speak loud. Call 312-458-1000 or visit rblaw.net. That's 312-458-1000. Romanucci and Blandon, national impact, personalized care. No fee unless they win. Proud supporter of America's First Responders Fest.
The Supplemental Security Income Program provides monthly payments to help meet basic needs, like putting food on the table, paying the rent, or buying new shoes for growing feet. You may qualify if your income and financial resources are low, and you are 65 or older, or an adult or child with a disability, or who is blind. Call 1-800-772-1213 or go to ssa.gov/SSI to start to apply. Produced by Social Security at U.S. taxpayer expense.
When it comes to orthopedic and spine surgery, Prime Healthcare St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin leads the way. Recognized by U.S. News and World Report as a high performer across multiple surgery types, we offer advanced and minimally invasive procedures supported by state-of-the-art imaging technology. Our expert surgeons and compassionate care teams are here to help you move, heal, and live better every step of the way. St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin, exceptional care close to home.
Get ready for Around the House every Saturday night from 5 to 7 p.m. on WRMN AM 1410. If you're a homeowner or contractor looking to tackle those projects that feel a bit too big, this is the show for you. Join Eric along with his knowledgeable guests as they dive deep into everything from DIY renovations to creating a healthy home environment. We'll provide you with the tools and tips you need to complete your projects with confidence and ease. But it's not all work and no play. We believe in having fun. Our passion for home improvement shines through as we help you save time, money, and reduce the stress of DIY. So whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, don't miss Around the House. Tune in every Saturday night and let's tackle those home projects together.
And welcome back to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. And I was actually able to wrangle up some of that sound from last night's press conference from Ben Johnson. So here we go.
Of note, one was Ty Summers. He had a foot, and then we're going to get the ball back.
Great googly moogly. Oh, here it is.
And you guys had two games against Green Bay that were just as tight as you could possibly have. How did you feel about the way that series went this season?
The two games against, good opponent, and I think we're fairly evenly matched. Got a lot of respect for how well they're coached. I have a lot of respect for the talent level that they have in that building, and I'd expect it to be another exciting game.
And what was your sense for why the offense took as long as it did to get rolling?
Yeah, that's a great question, and that's one that we'll have to take a look at the tape and figure out why that was. I didn't feel like it was one of our more elaborate plans. I thought it was one of our simpler plans, and so we need a better job executing it and coaching it up.
Without having a chance to review it, Caleb's interception, what did you see on that?
Yeah, the guy made a heck of a play.
How do you switch?
Okay, that was Ben Johnson after last night's loss to the Detroit Lions, and that was courtesy of chicagobears.com/video/Ben Johnson on Week 18. Loss to Detroit press conference. With that being said, right there. Oh, I did it again. Any hootie. That's all right. So, let's see. He had a simplified game plan. Well, it was really simplified to the fact that the Detroit Lions came out and pee-peed all over it. Not to mention, there might have been a little smurfing too. And wow. Okay, simplified it down. And this is where I'm going back to what I'm saying as far as, well, maybe they just wanted to keep this game plan simple. For the simple fact that they didn't want to let too many kiddies out of the bag as far as what they're going to be showing the Green Bay Woodpeckers coming up on Saturday. Now, since the earlier clip was, oh, well, we play our starters and other teams don't play their starters. Well, Ben, the Green Bay Woodpeckers were locked in at number 7. They were not moving up. They were not moving down. They clinched. They were in 7th spot. And I'm pretty sure they are chomping at the bit to come after your ass. I mean, let's face it, the first 2 games this year are actually the second 2 games of this year, actually, because they've already played them 3 times. So, games 2 and 3 of this year against the Green Bay Woodpeckers. They had something for you the first game. You got lucky the second game. Let's just be honest. Let's just call it what it is. And maybe it's luck that the Chicago Bears have won 6 games in the final couple of minutes of games, coming back, Caleb doing his Iceman thing or putting on his superhero cape or I don't know what what in tarnations he's doing or why all of a sudden he's feeling alive. But have you noticed, Mr. Johnson, a.k.a. maybe Dr. Strange, I'm not really sure, that he does better when he's on the move? Yet again? Come on now. I'm a fan, sitting on my couch, watching these games, and you can't tell me, being the offensive guru that you are, making $13 million a season now, one of the highest paid head coaches in the NFL, that you don't realize that your quarterback is a better quarterback when he's doing the boots and he's rolling out or he's doing his, plays? Come on. You can't tell me that. You cannot tell me that you don't notice this. Even though Caleb Williams took the most snaps under center behind only one other team in the league, and that was the Los Angeles Rams. Caleb is just better on the move. Plain and simple. Roll him out right, roll him out left. Hey, boot the ball. I'll boot the ball. But for the love of God, please find out who is the Doctor Strange of the group and actually get in there and score points in the first half of the game, pretending like you are down 21 and it's the fourth quarter. This is Big Top Sports. I'm Derrick Geyer on 1410 AM WRMN.
Is diabetes keeping you from enjoying life's special moments? At US Med, we understand the challenges you face, and we're here to help.
With US Med, I can finally manage my diabetes without it managing me.
US Med offers a wide range of services to simplify your diabetes care. Personalized care plans, convenient access to cutting-edge diabetes tech, and knowledgeable support. Plus, we'll check your insurance so your diabetes care may be covered at little or no cost to you.
With US Med, I feel confident and control of my diabetes. I can finally live my life to the fullest.
Don't let diabetes hold you back. Choose US Med and experience better birthdays, better adventures, better anniversaries, and better everything. Call now. US Med. Better service, better care. 800-785-1673. 800-785-1673. 800-785-1673. That's 800-785-1673.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410. Elgin time, 7 o'clock.
With your news flash, I'm Ryan Gatenby. Brought to you by Rain-X. A state report finds hundreds of Illinois public employees improperly received federal pandemic relief funds, with some now facing criminal charges. The Inspector General says about 400 workers took nearly $3 million in loans meant for small businesses, often using false or fabricated claims. Illinois drivers should be aware of changes to Scott's Law. The Move Over Law will now apply to all emergency vehicles stopped or moving and also covers emergency workers on foot. First violations carry a minimum $200 fine. As the new year begins, Illinois' minimum wage will not increase in 2026. The State Department of Labor says the minimum wage will remain $15 an hour for workers 18 and older, with the tipped wage staying at $9 an hour. I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code TOUR25 for a limited time and get a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first 2 fill-ups. Cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code TOUR25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first 2 tanks. That's code TOUR25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first 2 tanks.
With your news flash, I'm Ryan Gatenby. Brought to you by Rain-X. Illinois drivers should be aware of changes to Scott's Law. The Move Over Law will now apply to all emergency vehicles stopped or moving and also covers emergency workers on foot. First violations carry a minimum $200 fine. As the new year begins, Illinois' minimum wage will not increase in 2026. The State Department of Labor says the minimum wage will remain $15 an hour for workers 18 and older, with the tipped wage staying at $9 an hour. A state report finds hundreds of Illinois public employees improperly received federal pandemic relief funds, with some now facing criminal charges. The Inspector General says about 400 workers took nearly $3 million in loans meant for small businesses, often using false or fabricated claims. I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.
The Lowe's Closeout event means the final savings of the season are here. It's your last chance to get deals on seasonal decor, tools, flooring, and so much more. Refresh your home, check off your project list, or simply stock up on the brands you trust. Shop now to grab amazing deals before they're gone. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 1/7. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-990-1551. That's 800-990-1551.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast.
Brought to you by Chick-fil-A.
Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low around 29. Gusty winds up to 25 miles per hour. Looking ahead to Monday, patchy fog before noon with mostly cloudy skies and a high near 39. Monday night, patchy fog and a slight chance of drizzle with a low around 34. Currently, it is 31 degrees and overcast. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
FIFA World Cup 2026 is coming soon, but your opportunity to be there starts now through an exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card. For a limited time, become a new customized Cash Rewards or unlimited Cash Rewards Visa credit card holder, and you will be eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more at BofA.com/cardFWC26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America NA in partnership with Visa. Terms apply.
The road ahead can be unpredictable, but with the right partner, you're always moving forward. At Heartland Bank in Hampshire, we're with you. Every mile, every milestone. From savings to small business lending, we offer local decisions and personal service that gets you where you're going. Stop in at 819 Warner Street or call 847-683-4444. Heartland Bank, proud sponsor of America's First Responders Fest.
Building a house is hard, but have you tried removing one? Flood Brothers takes the mess out of demolition. With fast roll-off dumpster delivery, reliable debris pickup, and a family-owned team that takes service personally. Call 630-261-0400 or visit floodbrothersdisposal.com. Flood Brothers Disposal, proud sponsor of America's First Responders Fest.
Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride. From the Chicagoland to lands afar. With Derrick Geyer, your sports czar. The game's the place from field to rink. Hot debates, fast takes, no time to blink. The Windy City roar. under radio light. Big time sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland.
And welcome back into Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. And before I forget, don't forget to tune in to the WRMN Morning Show with Susie C. and Elliot, the L Train Serrano. Go to WRMN's Facebook page and check out what Susie C's question of the day is for Tuesday. It is name a celebrity, not a singer, that released an album that you enjoyed. And going back to that from the top of last hour, I said it was Bruce Willis's The Return of Bruno for myself. And that was initially released back in, oh my goodness, I am old, 1987. 1987, Bruce Willis's The Return of Bruno. And also one other programming fact of note fact, whatever. Big Top Sports will be moving time slots, and you could hear my lovely, sultry voice on WRMN 1410 AM starting Wednesday at 4 p.m. following Talk Time with Tammy. And if also you wanted to check out my lovely face, you could go to youtube.com at WRMN Radio. That's youtube.com at WRMN Radio. And if you want to be a part of this Bears Talk couple of hours extravaganza, if you will, Bears Mayhem Monday, you could also call in at 847-931-1410. That's 847-931-1410. And I am going to the phone lines right now, which has become basically a Monday staple here on Big Top Sports. It is none other than Marcus Mack. The truth.
What's going on
about Chicago sports? How the hell are you doing, Marcus?
Brother, I love your intros. Let me just tell you that. Absolutely love your intros. And, you know, the things that the fans can't hear is the conversations that happen before we even go on the air, where we get to completely mess with each other. It's just great. Yes, this is a Monday. This is a Monday regular. It's a Monday staple. This will continue even when you go to your new time slot. I will still be calling in on Monday so that we can talk not just Bears, which we're currently doing, but we'll talk all sports. We're going to talk Bulls. We're going to talk Blackhawks. We're going to talk Sox and Cubs. But at this current moment, we've got obviously what's on the table. And that's Chicago Bears and their loss last night to the Detroit Lions, which was a very lackluster and apathetic game, I must say. And I would have rather preferred that the second string unit had been out there, Derek.
Yeah, it would have definitely meant a little bit more. I mean, I played a couple clips of Ben Johnson's post-game presser, and, oh yeah, unlike other teams, we played our starters. Well, maybe you should have frickin' sat them just for the simple fact that you guys sucked yesterday.
They were making business decisions. There was a play where Jalen Johnson clearly made a business decision. He clearly did not want to take any risk of injury before the playoffs, because this thing, the season, we know it's been a bonus. But you know what? If I'm a player, I want to play, and no one's going to tell me what my expectations should be, you know, and us as fans have to remember that. As an athlete, even though in my heart I don't believe this is the Bears' year because of the massive deficiencies on defense.
Big time.
You can't tell a high caliber athlete that their mindset is to win, until they are knocked out. And so I get why the Bears looked so flat against the Lions yesterday, because the Lions came to play, were bringing the wood, and Bears players were like, I want to play in the playoffs. I saw a lot of that going on yesterday. I saw a lot of business decisions happening. It was one of the worst performances by the offensive line, which tells me a lot when that's one of the Bears' strongest units. Guys were out there just trying to make sure they didn't get injured, man. It was almost like the starters had turned in a preseason performance, and that's why I said you might as well have played the backup. You would have got more out of Tyson Bagent, Cal Monungai, Devin Duvernay, guys of that nature, then you got out of that first unit that we saw on that field against Detroit.
Yeah, and I mean, one of the players that definitely came to play yesterday was Amon-Ra St. Brown. And all of last week, there were reports that he was injured. There were reports that he may or may not be sitting out the last game just to keep him healthy for next season. And what did he do? He just absolutely shredded the secondary of the Chicago Bears.
Destroyed them. And I'm telling you, the Bears had and here's the crazy part about it, Derek. Now, here's the defense that went out to San Francisco and got lit up for 40. Even though we're sitting back and we're lambasting the defense, they only gave up 19 points. So this wasn't on the defense that this game was lost. That was one of the worst performances, and I will repeat that again, of the year by the offensive line. I did not like the play calling. The ball should have been in Cal Monungai's stomach way more.
Yep.
And, and Caleb, he played decent. He didn't play great, which is what was going to be needed to beat this Detroit team, because Detroit came out determined and ready to go. And the Bears the Bears players, like I said, I think they made business decisions, and their business decision was that I want to play in the playoffs, because look at what happened to C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Now C.J. might be gone for the first playoff game because of concussion protocol. That actually hurts the team. Doesn't help the team. So, as a fan, are you going to get mad at your team for wanting to be ready for the bigger prize?
Well, from my perspective, that was one of the questions that I was, asking the audience out here, was that, okay, were the Chicago Bears taking it easy? According to Ben Johnson, they had a very simplified game plan on offense. And I'm not exactly sure what Dennis Allen was doing, calling the defensive plays for the defense.
Man.
Well, yeah. And we've seen in the past or at least this past season, where the Chicago Bears can't play man defense. They can't cover the top stars of the other team. And when they did switch to zone, they were like, okay, well, I've got Jalen Johnson on me. I'm going to run past him. And then there are going to be three other Bears that aren't going to know what the hell to do and try to come up or try to take the guy. And when you do that with an Amon-Ra St. Brown, you're screwed.
I just look at the way it all played out there. Tyreek Stevenson is a healthy scratch. Why? Because you want Tyreek Stevenson ready for the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
We all know Kyler Gordon was not going to step on that field whatsoever because they want him ready for the playoffs. Jalen Johnson got caught on tape making a business decision where he definitely backed away from making a tackle because he was worried about injury, and he stepped away. And then I believe Dennis Allen was calling mostly all man on purpose because he was trying to play a vanilla play call because he's getting ready for the playoffs.
Yeah.
The last thing you want is the team that you're going to play, which we now know as the Packers, having fresh film on you. Hey, look, this is what they did against Detroit defensively. This is how we need to try to attack and expose them. it is as much as we want to dictate the ebb and flow of an NFL team because we love our team. We want our team to win. We want them to embarrass the other opponent. This is a chess match. This is a chess NFL game are chess matches. Okay? And understand, like yesterday to me was a chess match.
Oh yeah.
And the Bears you heard what the coach said. We had a very scaled back offense. That's on purpose. And Tom Brady pointed, he goes, the Bears are running mostly man all day. And he goes, that's not usually what they do. They usually run zone coverage. So they were running vanilla plays on both sides on purpose so that they couldn't get scouted by the Green Bay Packers for a playoff game. You know what? Is that dumb? No. You had nothing, regardless of what happened of that outcome of the Bears game. The Bears were going to be the 2 or 3 seed, and I think the Bears were confined with either one because they knew they were going to be at home. It didn't matter. They knew that they were going to be at home, and it didn't matter. And then look what happened. They still ended up getting the 2 seed anyway.
Yeah,
so the loss to Detroit ultimately meant nothing in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, but and with that being said, I said it again. Sorry, Marcus. It's a little thing that I have in my head that I can't let go of right now. It's okay. Any hootie. But yeah, I mean, the one thing, and well, maybe not the one thing, but the thing that I know as a Chicago Bears fan is, and I'll ask you this question. Caleb Williams, he has his offensive line that are his quote unquote Avengers, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, with that being said, oops, I did it again. Now, with that being said, oh my goodness, I just can't stop saying that.
I love it when you do it.
And with that being said, now who is the Doctor Strange in all of this? Is it Ben Johnson? You know, the wizard behind the scenes that's controlling everything? Because I'm kind of
no.
Because okay, please do me a favor and Scooby-Doo this Smurf to where the Chicago Bears are actually playing in the fourth quarter down by 21, but it's in the first quarter. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
To where the Bears offense comes out like a house on fire and actually knows or seems to know what the hell they are doing. And maybe this was by design. Maybe this was just for the simple fact that it was a simpler game plan. They didn't want to put anything on tape. And going back to the defensive thing, where Tom Brady was saying, you know, they're playing mostly man, and you were bringing it up. There ain't no way in hell that Green Bay doesn't know that they're not going to be playing zone defense or zone coverages, because the last couple of games that they played against the Green Bay Packers and they played man, Jordan Love absolutely ate their lunch.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I look at it like this. You know, the game against Frisco was more. You saw how the ebb and flow was. You saw how the offensive line play was, how the quarterback play was, how everything was positioned. They matched Frisco shot for shot. The defenses on both sides couldn't handle the offense. And you know what, though? That happens in football games sometimes. But the thing that you saw was the Bears came to play, and I just saw a team that against Detroit. They just wanted to get into the playoffs healthy. They just wanted to get into the playoffs healthy. And you know what? They would, hey, if we can get the win, we're gonna try to get the win. And I still feel like as bad as the defense played because they gave up the last second drive for the game-winning field goal.
Yep.
They still only gave up 19 points. This is still, to me, on the offense. This is a game that the offense lost, not a game that the Bears defense lost. The Bears defense lost the game in San Francisco. because the Bears offense did more than enough to win. If you put up 30-plus points, your team should win.
Yeah, and the defense needs to come in, and they need to bail you out, or however that scenario works. But yeah, you're not wrong, and I mean that is why you are the host of The Truth About Chicago Sports every Saturday morning from 8 to 9. So with Marcus Mack.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir. That's just awesome.
Okay, so let's just chalk this up as a nothing game as far as the Detroit Lions are concerned, this past weekend. Now, since the regular season is over with, and I just happened to peruse some stats from StatMuse here. Did you realize, it's kind of funny, the juxtaposition, if you will. So I looked up some stats on StatMuse here. The Bears have a hell of a lot of offensive team rankings in the green. They are top 10 in a number of metrics, whether it be points, 9th, yards, 6th, plays, 2nd, average yard per play, 9th. But then, I could keep on going through, the list of stats on the offensive side of things. And then on the defensive side of things, great googly moogly.
Lord, it's bad.
23rd in points allowed, 29th in yards allowed, only 11th in number of plays allowed, but the amount of explosive plays, geez Louise.
No.
They are 29th in plays yardage per play. Rushing yards, 27th. Rushing attempts, 18. But I guess when you're allowing being 27th in defense, rushing yards, you're not going to have that many plays because they're going to be scoring on your ass. Yep. Rushing average, 29th in the league. Passing yardage, 22nd in the league. Yep. For as good as the Chicago Bears offense has been this year, their defense has been the exact and complete total opposite of what you would want. And that's a problem.
Yeah, a big one. But remember, we're a year ahead of schedule. And that's what I had to remind myself. I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about this season as it wraps up, and I go, the Bears are 11-6.
Mm-hmm.
They won the division. They're in the playoffs. Caleb Williams is the franchise leading for most all-time passing yards already as a quarterback. This team is a year ahead of itself. We were not expecting this team to be a playoff team until next year. We weren't expecting Caleb to be the franchise leading passer and yards this year in Ben Johnson's first year. All this was supposed to be happening next year after they took some time to learn Ben Johnson's system and his coaching. And this team has already bought in, and they are a year ahead of schedule. So the defense, yes, the defense is atrocious because they were planning on building the defense in this offseason. The Bears had no design. The playoffs was a bonus. But make no mistake, that was not their focus for this year. This year was about developing a rapport with Ben Johnson and Caleb, seeing Caleb's development, watching the offense evolve, hence the reason that they drafted their first 4 draft picks on the offensive side of the football.
Yeah.
And so, the first 3 at least, because it was Colston, Burden, and Trapillo. So the first three picks they invested in the offense. So this was about getting your offense, making sure your offense was elite because you have an elite offensive-minded head coach, and you got that done. And the next year was about making your defense that next level. And so, we have to keep that in mind. The Bears are a year ahead of schedule, which is great. That's actually a bonus. This the best scenario we could have asked for. And now when they go into the offseason this year, trust me, that defense is going to be fixed. That defense is going to be at the same level that the offense has risen to. And we just have to be patient. But in the meantime, we get to watch some playoff football, Derek. And so that's the bonus.
It is a bonus. And when you're talking about the first three picks being offensive-minded, it was Colston Loveland as the number 10 pick, Luther Burden III, and then Ozzie Trapillo. Okay, I'm sorry. Luther Burden III at pick 39, second round. Another second-round pick, Ozzie Trapillo at 56. And then, you're talking guards for round number 6. And then the one that really has bolstered things on this offense was Kyle Monangai, pick round 7, pick 233. And if you would have told me that you would have gotten, 783 yards out of a 7th round draft pick from Kyle Monangai, wow. And where he averaged 4.6 yards per carry and basically 46.1 yards per game. Oh, yeah, and by the way, he also scored 5 times. That would have been a yes, please. Sign me up.
Sign me up.
And then the other things, or the other weapons that were added on offense, Colston Loveland finally is coming into his own. I mean, I think he had one hell of a game yesterday because he was Caleb Williams' security blanket yesterday. And
matchup nightmare.
Yeah. And then you're also talking Luther Burden III, who over the course of the last 3 weeks has been really doing one hell of a job.
Doesn't he look electric with that ball in his hand?
Oh, my goodness.
He did that spin move. He did that spin move yesterday on that, I think a linebacker or a cornerback. He looked so electric with that ball in his hand.
If I wasn't laying down on the couch watching the game, I probably would have jumped up. Just for the simple fact that I didn't want to give myself any more muscle spasms or any more back problems or whatever. You know how it is, Marcus.
Yes.
It's hell getting old, and I'm older than you are.
You don't want to get a backy out of me watching the Bears game.
No, not at all. It's bad enough, the other. I won't go there, but yeah. Any final thoughts on this week leading up to the Green Bay Woodpeckers?
Let's get ready to enjoy no matter what. Remember, we're a year ahead of schedule. Hopefully we get to win. And if we don't, it's not doom and gloom. This franchise is arriving.
Okay, so yes or no question. Is this season a success?
Yes.
Awesome. That is one Marcus Mack, one of the hosts of The Truth About Chicago Sports. You could hear him every Saturday morning from 8 to 9 with co-host Kyle Long. Thank you for joining me, Marcus, on Big Top Sports. This is WRMN 1410 AM. Back in a few.
With your news flash, I'm Ryan Gatenby, brought to you by Rain-X. Illinois drivers should be aware of changes to Scott's Law. The Move Over Law will now apply to all emergency vehicles stopped or moving and also covers emergency workers on foot. First violations carry a minimum $200 fine. As the new year begins, Illinois' minimum wage will not increase in 2026. The State Department of Labor says the minimum wage will remain $15 an hour for workers 18 and older, with the tipped wage staying at $9 an hour. A state report finds hundreds of Illinois public employees improperly received federal pandemic relief funds, with some now facing criminal charges. The Inspector General says about 400 workers took nearly $3 million in loans meant for small businesses, often using false or fabricated claims. I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.
The Lowe's Closeout event means the final savings of the season are here. It's your last chance to get deals on seasonal decor, tools, flooring, and so much more. Refresh your home, check off your project list, or simply stock up on the brands you trust. Shop now to grab amazing deals before they're gone. Lowe's. We help, you save. Valid through 1/7. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-990-1551. That's 800-990-1551.
Looking to buy or sell a home in Chicagoland? Need trusted legal help with real estate, evictions, or estate planning? Turn to Guthrie & Brady, the happy lawyers serving the greater Chicago area since 1965. With over 50 years of experience, they handle titles and deeds, foreclosures, landlord-tenant issues, wills, trusts, and more. Appointments available evenings or weekends at their Roselle office or right in your home. Call Guthrie & Brady now at 847-524-1215. That's 847-524-1215. Or visit gnblegal.com. Guthrie & Brady, personal, professional, affordable legal services for all of Chicagoland. The happy lawyers since 1965. That's gnblegal.com. Or 847-524-1215. Guthrie & Brady, trusted legal help, made easy, fast, affordable, and experienced. Call today.
This is Will Walker with your Fox Valley forecast.
Brought to you by Chick-fil-A.
Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low around 29. Windy with gusts up to 25 miles per hour. Tomorrow, patchy fog before noon with mostly cloudy skies and a high near 39. Temperatures will fall to around 37 in the afternoon. Currently, it is 31 degrees and overcast. With your Fox Valley forecast, I'm Will Walker on WRMN, the talk of the town.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free. Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride. Big Top Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland. Football frenzy and hoops so high. Baseball swinging as seasons fly. Hockey blades cutting swift and true. Sports carousel spinning just for you. Big Top Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland.
And welcome back into the final half hour of Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. Well, the final half hour of this show, and since I don't have any more guests scheduled, phone lines are open, 847-931-1410, 847-931-1410, or comment in on the youtube.com at WRMN Radio. The tube of views is open for business, WRMN Radio. And don't forget the Susie C question of the day for Tuesday, the 6th of January. It is name a celebrity, not a singer, that released an album that you enjoyed. Answer now or live on YouTube at WRMN Radio. Actually, go to the Facebook page and answer it there. WRMN Facebook, answer Susie C's question of the day for Tuesday. And then don't forget, starting on Wednesday, I will be coming to you live from this very studio right after Talk Time with Tammy. So Talk Time with Tammy's 2 to 4. My show proceeds Tammy's, and I will be going on from 4 to 6 p.m., followed by a whole heaping helping of, well, whether it be the news hour from 5 to 6. No, I'm sorry, 6 to 7. I could do math. That's why I'm behind a microphone talking here. So probably news radio from 6 until 7, and then a political talk show from 7 to 8, followed by some more syndicated political talk. And great googly moogly. If there is ever one thing that I am so lost on, it is politics. But as I was talking with Marcus Mack from The Truth About Chicago Sports, you could hear his show every Saturday morning from 8 to 9 a.m. That is my way of thinking as far as like the Chicago Bears are concerned with this season. They are a year ahead of time. And I've heard this comparison made with the Chicago Cubs ad nauseum. I don't necessarily like it, but I mean, whatever. Chicago Cubs arrived early in 2015. They beat St. Louis sucks Cardinals. And got to the NLCS. They got swept, but that's okay. And the following year, they made it wire to wire in first place and won the whole damn thing. Now, with that being said, I did it again. But with that being said, I mean, this is a good season. Did I expect the Chicago Bears to be here way back when we did the draft show, the 2025 Chicago Bears draft show on WRMN? No. However, once they got through their entire draft, once they signed their key free agents, my light bulb went on in my brain here. And I figured that with the upgrades that they made with the offensive line, that they would be significantly better. I did not think that the defense would have taken a downturn. But then again, I wasn't accounting for all of the players getting hurt the way that they have been, and the walking wounded, and the way that fandom is like, well, how come they are having so many soft tissue injuries? How come this is happening? How come he's getting hurt? How come that player is getting hurt? Well, and as I've said before, it's football. Unless it's MMA, mixed martial arts, unless it's in the octagon, this is probably the next closest thing to gladiators back in the day. Although I got to say, there's some interesting stuff in the European market where they're just taking the hockey fights and just doing the fights. I mean, that is some bizarre, really interesting stuff. If you are an old hockey fan, like I am, you can actually tune in or go to like YouTube and look it up where it's like ice hockey fights or the ice hockey fight league or something. I have absolutely no idea what it was called because I was not exactly expecting to go down this train track right here. Woo woo. But it's entertaining as all get out. And that might be more gladiator type stuff than anything else. Or maybe even the other European leagues where you're talking about a 5-on-5 MMA style atmosphere where you could quite literally have 5 guys trying to beat the hell out of one guy. I'm pretty sure this is from Russia with love. But in that case, there's absolutely no love involved with that. You could be damn sure, because they are trying to stomp them out, trying to kick them, trying to choke them out, I'm pretty sure it's like the only 2 things or maybe 3 things that are illegal in that particular fight league are like eye gouges, fish hooks. It's where you put your finger in the guy's mouth and, act like a fish hook is in there. And maybe nut shots. I'm not sure. I'm not sure because I haven't looked at the rules or whatever for it. But my goodness, talk about gladiator sports and just not wanting to have anything to do with that as a competitor. I don't fight too good, no how, no way, comrade. До свидания. Give me a shot of vodka or vodka. But yes, where was I going before I got off on squirrel? I'm surprised it only took 3/4 of the way through the show to go off on this type of tangent. But, Chicago Bulls are in action, and at halftime, where are we? At halftime, it is currently... Well, the Bulls are down 21 to the Boston Celtics. They are playing in Boston. The score is 54-33 in favor of the Celtics. And yeah. Let me see what I can see here. So let's see. The Bulls lost to the Hornets. Bulls beat the Magic and Pelicans and... Yep, so they're on the roller coaster ride, so it's about time for the Chicago Bulls to unfortunately lose another couple of games. I mean, they do have other players that are out, so it's just a very up and down season, very, very meh. But, going back to the Chicago Bears, yes, they are a year ahead of schedule. They're a year ahead of schedule. They're looking good on the offensive side of things. Ben Johnson has come in and, for all intents and purposes, fixed what was going on with the offense. Now going into the offseason, much to what Marcus Mack was saying earlier, you're going to be looking at the defensive side of things. You're going to be looking to upgrade that offensive line. Hopefully get a killer of a first-round pick, at either defensive end, although I think Austin Booker, even though you didn't really hear a whole hell of a lot from him yesterday, I think he's on the come. Montez Sweat, well, hopefully maybe another year removed or after the offseason, he will be a little bit better, well-rested. And the same thing with Grady Jarrett, because as all accounts came out before this past game against the Detroit Lions, apparently the reason why he missed a few games back in the very beginning of the season was because he got his knee scoped. And I am no doctor. I've never had my knee scoped. But, yeah, when you have your knee scoped and the reading up that I've done on it, it takes a few weeks to get healthy. So he had that procedure. He's finally coming back from it, playing because, well, now it's playoff time. And if you're not hurt, everyone at this point of the season is hurt. Everyone is dealing with dings and dents and the like. And yes, I do believe what Marcus was talking about with Jalen Johnson, where he made a business decision to pull up instead of making a tackle on one of the wide receivers. I believe it was Amon-Ra St. Brown, who was an absolute beast in yesterday's game. He sure as hell didn't look like he was hurt, even though he was listed on the injury report all the way up until Friday my last show here on Big Top Sports, WRMN 1410 AM. But he came to ball out. Well, maybe he had some sort of incentive and everything, and I'll get into that on tomorrow's show, but not today. The one thing that Dennis Allen has kind of been handcuffed, and I hear the pundits and I hear the people talking about it, how he sucks as a defensive coordinator. Well, if you've been listening to this past basically 2 hours here on Big Top Sports, he's been dealing with players that have been injured for a majority of the season. And I will get into that list of players on the other side of this break. You're currently listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. Back in a few.
Elgin isn't just a city. It's a community built on connection, innovation, and opportunity. And at the heart of it all is the Elgin Chamber of Commerce. For over a century, the Elgin Chamber has helped local businesses grow, connecting entrepreneurs, advocating for progress, and inspiring the leaders of tomorrow. Whether you're a new business just starting out or an established company looking to expand, the Elgin Chamber is your partner for success. Join a powerful network of leaders making a difference in our community every day. Together, we're shaping the future of Elgin one connection at a time. Elgin Area Chamber of Commerce, where business and community grow together. Call now, 847-741-5660, or go to info@elginchamber.com. Contact Carol Gieske.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Clutter happens, but junk doesn't have to weigh you down. At the Junk Luggers, we're your full-service junk removal and hauling pros, tackling everything from single-item pickups to major cleanouts. We handle the heavy lifting, and with our commitment to the green way, we rehome and recycle to keep your unwanted items out of landfills. So, whether you're clearing out the garage, downsizing, or saying goodbye to old furniture, we make the process eco-friendly and easy. Call 1-800-LUG-JUNK or visit junkluggers.com today. Let's save your space and the planet together.
Hi there, Tammy Scully here from Talk Time with Tammy and Friends. Join me and my sidekicks Nancy and Becky for valuable lifestyle tips and unique views and insights on interesting topics and everyday situations, providing nonstop fun and chuckles for all. Get the scoop on consumer news, deep dive on current events, and learn about the newest economic trends, from exercise and gardening to music, travel, recipes, sports, pets, real estate, media, and everything in between. And it's all sprinkled with a healthy helping of bad dad jokes and interesting fun facts to boot. Tune in Mondays through Thursdays from 2 to 4 p.m. for a little fun, frolic, and infotainment. Join us, won't you?
And welcome back to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. That's right. Got the button, I hit it, I played with it, hit it with Marcus Mack, and then I realized something. I didn't do it for myself. But regardless, you know, I said that the Chicago Bulls are currently in Boston playing the Celtics, and they are currently getting blown out by a score of 65-43 with 8:08 left in the third quarter. Well, there's enough of that. And it looks like, so this is, what are we calling this? The Illinois, so this is the NCAA Football FCS Division II playoffs, where the Illinois State Redbirds are currently up against the Montana State Bobcats for the division championship, or I'm sorry, the NCAA Division II football championship. And the Illinois State Redbirds currently trail 14-7 with about 54 seconds left in the second quarter. Illinois State just scored 7-0. And let me see what I can see here as far as the stats. Let's see. Tommy Rittenhouse for the Illinois State Redbirds. He is 15 of 21 for 129 yards and 1 tutty. Justin Lamson for Montana State Bobcats is currently 9 of 10 for 153 yards. On the ground, we have 11 carries for 57 yards. Victor Dawson of the Redbirds. Also, Dylan Lord, 7 receptions, 65 yards. He seems to be like a pretty good target for Tommy Rittenhouse of the Redbirds. And then switching over, we've got, who do we have? We've got Adam Jones, 2 carries for 29 yards on the Bobcats. And then we also have Taco Dollar. I can't make these names up if I tried. Taco Dollar, 6 receptions, 96 yards for the Bobcats. So they are just about ready to go into halftime there, 50 some odd seconds left. And maybe I'll get out of here and be able to take in at least the fourth quarter of that game. Some entertaining football there. And as always, I want to thank my guest for coming on. It was Marcus Mack from The Truth About Chicago Sports. You could hear his show every Saturday morning from 8 to 9 a.m. Saturday mornings along with his co-host Kyle Long. No, not that Kyle Long that played for the Chicago Bears, but another Kyle Long that has the Kyle Long name. Then you also have, well, I'm not sure what's going on with the fantasy football blitz guys, but I do believe David Tees will be in, maybe John Payne, maybe the little gremlin that is also in on Saturday mornings with them. So you could potentially hear them from 9 to 10, and from 10 to noon, it is On the Rise with Mike Napolitano and company, bringing you all of the sports teams in the Chicagoland area that are on the rise. See what we did there? And the we, I should say, was me and him, because that's kind of like how we came up with it. Yes, indeed. And then please, please, please tune in to the WRMN morning show with Susie C. and Elliot, the L Train Serrano. Tomorrow morning and every Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m., where you could weigh in on what, and that what being Susie C's question of the day, and that is, name a celebrity, not a singer, that released an album that you enjoyed. And going back onto that, and I said it was my choice for that was Bruce Willis's Return of Bruno. And that was initially released in 1987. And that was around the time of, if I'm not mistaken, Moonlight. Here, now I gotta Moonlight. Bruce Willis. Or I'm sorry, Moonlighting. Moonlighting. So it was that 1980s detective dramedy TV series with Sybil Shepherd that he starred alongside of. That was back in 1985 to 1989. So 5 years, 85, 86, 87, 88. 80, yeah, 5 years. That's why I'm on the radio. I don't do math. But yeah, that was right around the start of when Bruce Willis started to become popular. So he decided that he wanted to venture off and cash in on his celebrity. So he made the album Returner Bruno. And being that I was 87, born, so 11 years old at the time, I do believe I really enjoyed it because, well, I really enjoyed Moonlighting. I really enjoyed Bruce Willis. I do believe that, right around that time, or, Die Hard. So, yeah, it was pretty damn cool. Or at least I thought it was. But what does an 11-year-old know back then? Other than maybe, in this day and age, 6'7". Oh, my great googly moogly. I blame myself for that last one. But with that being said, new time slot for Big Top Sports with yours truly, Derrick Geyer, is going to be Wednesday. And from Wednesday forward, from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. following Talk Time with Tammy. And of course, on Fridays, following Dino's Night Out from 2 to 4 on Fridays. So I'm looking forward to having one hell of a time. Thank you for joining me on this Monday Mayhem. More Bears talk coming up this week. You are listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM. Have a good one.
My name is Ariel. I moved to the U.S. at 19. I spoke no English and I struggled finding job opportunities. Everything I have, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and getting my high school diploma at age 22.
It was an honor helping you achieve your